I would like to move Jaylen Hurts to the left of Baker Mayfield.
It's not left to right.
See, Wilds is with me. We know.
I don't know.
It's
I just want it
left to right.
Aesthetically, I want him over there.
Why?
If it's not left to right, why can't I put him over there?
Because that row
Is it
What's the
alphabetical?
issue? If it's not left to right,
That
what's the
row's
issue?
alphabetical.
That row's alphabetical.
Why is the third row
Top three rows-
alphabetical?
top three rows
And
alphabetical.
why does it have Baker's
they
first
aren't,
name?
Actually.
No, they're not.
What do you mean,
The
Baker
second row-
Herbert Hurts?
But
Mahomes,
why isn't it
L
Mayfield?
comes before M.
Yeah, it goes
LMNOP.
alphabetical, reverse alphabetical, alphabetical. Everybody knows that.
You exposed him, Wilds.
Everybody-
Quickly,
It's not
I'm just
left
going to
to
run
right.
through some stuff
Sound dumb.
as we have more topics in the show. What should Jaylen Hurts do differently? Every other topic we usually do on the show, I'll let you in behind the curtain how the editorial
go.
works on a TV show.
I can't wait for this.
A lot of times you have a question where something's going wrong and you should switch it out. You know, like, should Russ be benched? They haven't won any games. So, yeah, that makes sense. Get? Should the Titans fire Callahan so they win? Now, should Jaylen Hurts do anything different? Why? Well, let's look at how he's been doing since last year's loss to the Bucs. Well, he's 17-0. So maybe he should do something different. But that's just like tell like a fashion model with like a great suit on. Like, do you want to wear a different suit? Like, I don't know. Everything looks good. Everything works. Well, Wilds, a lot of times they're winning. Remember, I had that stat. Like, they're always winning. It's everybody else. Can he come back like he just did against the Rams? Well, how's he doing that? Hurts when trailing. This is his whole career. Remember, it's a rich tapestry. It's not just like prisoner. of the moment.
It's almost his whole career.
It's almost
That's
his whole
impressive.
career. Thank you. Who's number one in there? Mahomes?
I would imagine.
Probably. Somebody else is number 2 on some of this stuff. Someone's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Either way, Jaylen Hurts is still good. And then how is this? We're getting into some rare air here. You know what I mean? Some rare air. Longest win streaks. Now, Josh had to put this
With
caveat
5 or more
because he had to
passages.
take out the concussion game. He had to take out the Commanders game.
Oh, you're okay. So this is I get what you're saying, but this is not an actual record.
It's not an actual
But
record
because you're
it's
taking out the
kind
game,
of
he got
unfair.
concussed. That's fair. I actually
So
have
it's
no
a
problem.
little bit of a carve out.
Yeah,
But it's
that's good. I like
legends. Also, Jim McMahon, who also had
Legends
his
and
own-
Jim McMahon.
own little
Jim McMahon,
carve-out.
who was
Got a
kind of known
Super
for
Bowl.
playing on a team with an all-time great running back and a great defense. They didn't want to let him throw the ball.
How about
I maybe
Aaron
would've
Rodgers
thrown this
4
one.
times? How about 4 times
I'm just
MVP?
saying, I maybe would have thrown that one
Okay,
out.
take out Jim McMahon then. Josh, can we redo the numbers to take out Jim McMahon somehow? So it's just
Just do
Brady, Aaron Rodgers,
do the last
Joe
30
Montana,
years.
and Jalen Hurts.
Just
Yeah.
do the last
Since
40
the merger.
years or so. No, the merger was 1970.
Since
Just
another
do-
merger.
just-
Since the teams realigned, the Colts moved
In
around.
salary cap era.
Expansion.
That's a
Salary
good
cap
one.
era.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there
I
you
got
go.
you, Josh.
High def era.
So, all right, here's the thing, KW. What you said at the very beginning was interesting. Normally, our topics are something is wrong.
Yeah.
How do we fix it?
Yes.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown, my friend.
For what?
How many topics did we do last year about last year's defending Super Bowl champions
Oh.
that were, you didn't have to add any remove this weird game, that were on by week 9 last year, like a 16-game winning streak of their own.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That was undefeated, that was winning, and it was like, yeah, but it feels like something's a little off. That is when you are the champ and you are winning but not blowing people out.
I know, but
people
winning like
pick at
5-0. They're like soccer.
Well, see, this is what it is.
Like, is this the World What is it's 2-0?
Exactly. And you have found yourself in a bit of a bind because you led that charge. And now you don't like it when it's going the other direction. It's the exact same thing. You guys, you won, but you did it with a blocked kick.
I mean,
Does that even really
it
count?
was soccer scores, though. Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm with you.
But hold on. But first of all, it wasn't. Second of all, it was literally, they won a game with a blocked kick, and people were like, that's fluky, that can't happen again.
They won a
You
game.
guys just did it.
3-1. Like, who do they play in Portugal?
They won games where Patrick Mahomes had a passer rating of 44 and had 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. That's why people were having it. And the fact that Patrick Mahomes just had interception after interception after interception after interception after interception after interception. I shorted him a couple interceptions because I don't feel like going through all the numbers. He was literally averaging an interception per game for the first like 7 or so games. So that's why, as I talked about in my previous video. But before we get started, Philadelphia Eagles fans, please do subscribe, and please, guys, watch this video to its full length. That's the best way to help. I mean, let's just build something, man. Like enough of this messing around, right? Like let's get after this. Like this is how we fight just the haters, the negativity, all the people just making up nonsense, which I'm going to go through all of this right now because there's so many people that really truly believe in their heart of all hearts that Baker Mayfield is better than Jaylen Hurts, and I'm going to go through the comments. But please, please, please do subscribe. We're not messing around anymore. We are not messing around anymore. Enough. Because this is insanity that people feel even remotely empowered to act like Jaylen Hurts is not better than Baker Mayfield. And even a graphic like this, by the way, better win streak than Patrick Mahomes has ever had. Anyway, so seriously, this is just when Hurts is trailing, obviously. Completion percentage, second. Touchdown interception ratio, third. Passer rating, third. Yards per pass, sixth. Also, you guys understand that this is not all with Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Not only were some of those guys not even on his team, but do you also realize that, especially last year, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith missed a whole bunch of games? You guys know that, right? Right? And year before that, Saquon Barkley wasn't there. And the year before that, A.J. Brown wasn't there. I mean, we understand that, right? Okay, got it. We also know that he has a new coordinator every single year. Okay, got it. Cool. Anyway, as we keep going, this is what's so funny, because I was left with a comment like this. JW Sports. Oh, hey, that's me. Right. Like having the least passing yards per game to get to a Super Bowl in the last decade by 500 yards, ? First off, I don't know if he means, does he actually mean your passing yards per game? But then he says by 500 yards. So then do you mean like total passing yards? Because if you're talking about total passing yards, Jaylen Hurts got injured, so he missed a couple games. Like, okay. And then if you're talking about passing yards per game, you wouldn't say 500 yards because that doesn't make sense. But if you're just talking about passing yards per game, how about total yards per game? You understand it's 2025, right? We don't just look at quarterbacks based strictly off of just passing yards. You realize that total yards, 229.6 per game, is higher than most quarterbacks out there. We're clear about that, right? Yards per pass, top in the NFL. Completion percentage, top in the NFL. Touchdown to turnover ratio, top in the NFL. Passer rating, top in the NFL. We're clear on that, right? Rushing yards per game, total rushing yards, top in the NFL, right? Are we clear on that? We understand that we look at things beyond just passing yards. But then if you could do a film breakdown and go snap by snap across a full game to explain how Hurts is better rather than watching highlights and looking at PFF scores, I'll believe what you said. You must have missed my hour-long video that I posted about Jaylen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles and went through all the playoff games. This guy wants me to, just go snap for snap in just a random game. Like, it's just like, what do you think you're watching here right now, man? What is this? Trying to dictate the type of content that I'm creating, man. Please. But it's funny because do we not want to talk about passing yards in playoffs? Do we not want to talk about passing yards in the NFC Championship game? Do we not want to talk about passing yards in multiple Super Bowls? And this is the problem with some of this, because I, made comment about, and I got way more comments to go through, but I made a comment about, Jaylen Hurts winning a Super Bowl, yada, 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 yada. And the comeback is always like, well, Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl. Is he better than Dan Marino? This is what people lose in this type of conversation. If Jaylen Hurts threw for 115 yards, had one touchdown, and that was it, and he won a Super Bowl, yeah, it's a lot harder to give him credit for that Super Bowl. But when you see him absolutely being dominant and so crucial to the success of this Eagles team against the Packers, against the Rams, against the Commanders, and against the Chiefs. You're losing your mind. Bringing up Joe Flacco. Did Joe Flacco set multiple Super Bowl records? Does Joe Flacco have one of the highest completion percentages in Super Bowl history? Has Joe Flacco done this in multiple Super Bowls? Has Joe Flacco had one of the greatest Super Bowl performances of all time? No. Like that's where people are losing things here. That's where people just fail to understand what Jaylen Hurts has been able to accomplish. And again, before you want to say, well, he's got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Of course he's going to do this stuff. And it's like, really? Do you see the plays and the throws that he makes to those players? It's just let's just take the most recent one. The dagger throw to Devontae. I mean, like, do you not understand how perfect of a throw that is, no matter who the receiver is? Like, can you not grasp that? Can you not grasp that he was the leading rusher in both Super Bowls that he played, and he's making throws like that? Do you not understand against the Commanders when he's rolling out to his right, gets flushed out of the pocket, and is making just an unbelievable throw, falling out of bounds, just a 30-yard strike to Devontae, just a ball that I could catch out there. Like the failure. I don't even want to go through these highlights right now because it's a waste of time because we've already done it so many times. You either know it or you don't. But it's just stunning to me. Because these are also playoff games where if you're not even watching these playoff games, I can understand regular season games, but like these are the playoffs, man. At least watch the games before you start spitting nonsense. I mean, like it's kind of crazy, and that's why I'm glad Wilds did the hard part for me. Like he just put this all together because it's just like the comments just they kind of just get worse and worse from here. But please do stick around. Like I said, watching the whole video does help. I mean, this comment is bonkers. JWL Sports, that's me again. Game for game, each week, Baker had been better than Hurts, a QB you hold in high regard. Week 1, Baker had more yards, higher QBR. He's making fun of PFF, but then he's using a made-up ESPN QBR stat. Whatever. 3 passing touchdowns to Hurts, 0. Right, because Hurts just did nothing that game in week 1. Not to mention, we're now just comparing random week box scores like against random teams now. Like, I'll take week 4 and I'll take week 7. Like when has that ever been a thing? Like, I don't even understand. Week 2, Baker better in each category. You know, week 3, Baker better in each category except touchdowns. Against the New York Jets? Well, Jaylen Hurts went up against the undefeated Los Angeles Rams. Baker Mayfield going up against a backup quarterback and a first-year head coach, where Jaylen Hurts is going up against an elite defense and an elite offense and Sean McVay. Like, what are we even saying here? Like, I don't even know how to make sense of something so crazy to me. You can only play the competition in front of you, and Baker's played better. Sure. FYI, with Burrow gone, yeah, my hot take is that Burrow is number 4 behind Allen, Herbert, and Lamar. Yikes. Since we just want to use random box scores, how about we just do totals then for the season rather than just do like week 1 versus week 1, week 2, or like that? Because that just on deep ball passing, Jaylen Hurts has 44.4 completion percentage. Baker Mayfield 33%. But he's got better receivers, so we'll just do adjusted completion percentage. So we'll just erase any drops or anything like that. Jaylen Hurts 44.4 adjusted completion percentage. Baker Mayfield 38.9. Passer rating on deep ball passing 20 or more yards. Jaylen Hurts 128.2. Baker Mayfield 105.3. What about just then like regular stats, right? I mean, I did that just because I already had that up. And I was like, I bet you Jaylen Hurts is probably better than this. And it's like, all right, you're making a video now. Just do this. It's like, okay. again, since we want to use just random old things like QBR or whatever, we'll start with PFF. Jaylen Hurts is ranked 979.2. Baker Mayfield is 1275.7. How about completion percentage? Jaylen Hurts is top 6 in the NFL, 71.4%. Where is Baker Mayfield? Baker, where are you, bro? Come on, Baker. I know you're somewhere around here. Oh, yeesh. You're below C.J. Stroud, Caleb Williams, Geno Smith, 61.6%. Wow. Yikes. I mean, we want to go week to week, box score to box score. I mean, yikes. Who's got more total touchdowns? Oh, is that Jaylen Hurts? Yeah, that's Jaylen Hurts. What passing touchdowns? It's like, oh, okay. Sure. Who's got a higher passer rating? Would that be Jaylen Hurts? Because Baker Mayfield's at 99.5 and Jaylen Hurts is at 100.5. Just weird, you know? Weird how that works out for you. But again, let's go by adjusted completion percentage because the receivers. Jaylen Hurts 80.3% completion percentage when factoring in drops, throwaways, etc. Baker Mayfield 72.8. Jaylen Hurts had to go up against the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Rams. Baker played the Jets with a backup quarterback. He played the Texans, who have been an absolute dumpster fire. And he played the Atlanta Falcons, who have also been an absolute dumpster fire. 2 quarterbacks, only one quarterback is even on the mountain for Nick. And that quarterback, Nick just thinks is not good at all and just keeps plummeting. The other quarterback's just not even there. And Penix is just, off the mountain. So what are we trying to invent here? That's what I would like to know. And it's funny too, because even when looking at passing yards, you'd think that someone like a Jaylen Hurts just has no. He's got 479 passing yards, okay? 479. And someone like a Baker Mayfield has 615. So people are acting like Jaylen Hurts out there has got nothing. When we're talking about such a small difference, especially when you factor in what the Philadelphia Eagles need to do to win these games. And they're reliant on Jaylen Hurts using his legs, using his ability to pick up first downs with his legs, the short yardage gains. I'm not even talking about tush push here. I'm talking about just look what he had to do against the Dallas Cowboys. All the plays that he had to pick up with his legs and the scores that he had to pick up with his legs that had, again, nothing to do with even a tush push. So we just continue to get things so backwards here. I mean, look at this take. Your Baker takes are rough. He's clutch. He's a winner. He's a better pure passer than Hurts. Hurts is better in the pocket. Hurts has a higher passer rating in the pocket. Higher completion percentage in the pocket. Is a better deep ball passer than Baker. What? Are we just making stuff up again? Don't do that. He knows how to win. He has ice in his veins. He's a leader like Hurts. All right, you gave Hurts a little respect there. Ball's awful prevent defense versus the Jets in the second half. Doesn't take away from Baker crushing them. No way you can say Hurts' one good half of the season is better than Mayfield's 3-game winning drives. There's just no way. Okay. Game-winning drive against the New York Jets for a field goal. Okay, I guess that's comparable for Jaylen Hurts to lead his team back down 26-7. Yeah, I guess that's, he's got nothing to do with that. Okay. I guess so. I mean, isn't it funny just how they make stuff up? Baker is better than Jalen Hurts, and it's not particularly close. Baker has had a worse team than Jalen for every year of his career and somehow still has better numbers. Case closed. No way you could say Hurts has had a better year this far than Baker. Hurts has had a bad start to the year. Hurts has had a bad start to the year. What? He's been nearly flawless. He's 3-0. He's been doing everything that his team needs him to do. He's not doing anything wrong. He's not putting the ball in harm's way at all. In a game against the Kansas City Chiefs in a gotta-have-it moment, he throws a deep ball to Devontae Smith that completely changes the flow of that game. He put the Eagles on his back against the Los Angeles Rams. Against the Cowboys, he was the entire offense. Literally the entire offense. And that's a bad start to the season because he's not throwing for 300 yards a game and 5 passing touchdowns. Like, do you hear this? He's top in the NFL in total touchdowns, top in completion percentage, top in passer rating. Do you understand like how delusional? Top in the league in rushing yards? It's unbelievable. I mean, it really is. He's nearly top 10 in all of these statistics, and yet that's considered a bad start to the season. Jaylen Hurts, in a clean pocket, has the second best completion percentage in the NFL. This was for last year now. In a year that he wasn't that good at passing the ball. 78.9% completion percentage. 9.4 yards per attempt. Second in the NFL. 12 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. In a clean pocket, Baker Mayfield threw 13 interceptions. 13 interceptions. Baker had 36 touchdowns, but that's because of the way how the Philadelphia Eagles offense is run. But he had 13 interceptions. If you triple what Jalen Hurts had, that would be 36 touchdowns and only 9 interceptions. So simple math, he literally had a better touchdown to interception ratio. How about passer rating? Oh, and not to mention, Baker had, in terms of a clean pocket, had 479 pass attempts. Because you're probably like, well, touchdown, Nineveh. 479 pass attempts in a clean pocket, where Jalen Hurts only had 247. That's a big difference. That's over 200 more attempts in a clean pocket. Over 200 more attempts. So I hope he has more touchdowns. I hope so. I hope he has more yards. But what about passer rating? To kind of try to equalize this out a little bit. 116.8 to Baker's 110.9. Again, Devontae missed multiple games. Dallas Goedert missing games. A.J. Brown missing games. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Godwin and Evans made up a huge percentage of his production. I think 16 or 17 touchdowns and still got 1,600 yards from those two receivers alone. So this whole idea well, they were injured. People are trying to pretend like they just didn't exist. So how is he a better pure passer? Not in the pocket. Not in a clean pocket. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, Jalen Hurts in 2021, with a bad team, and originally a bad play caller before Shane Steichen took over about midway through the season, he still had a 69.8 completion percentage in the pocket and 7.5 yards per attempt. It was his first year as a starter, and a passer rating of 93. I mean, it was better than Lamar Jackson that year. So you want to say every single year when Jalen Hurts has had an amazing team and blah 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 blah. I mean, better than what Baker Mayfield was doing. I mean, I'm looking Looking at Baker Mayfield in that same year, his completion percentage 65.7. I mean, this is Jaylen Hurts in the beginning of it all. Not so good. 10 interceptions. I mean, a passer rating of 89.2. Couldn't even break that 90 mark. But he's a better pure passer. I mean, Baker Mayfield that season literally had OBJ. And just so we're clear, a bunch of those stats, especially in a clean pocket, where Baker Mayfield was able to get 5 touchdowns and 695 yards and a 90% completion percentage, and he got 85 completions, 94 attempts. Only 3 of those attempts were when there were pressure. So that means he was able to get 91 pass attempts, an additional 91 pass attempts for all those yards and touchdowns in a clean pocket to really help boost up those pocket passing stats. Where someone like a Jaylen Hurts did not really get that opportunity, did not really get that boost. He was only able to get 100 yards from screen passes. He only had 32 pass attempts. You think that matters? Do you think that matters when looking at bottom line stats? Oh, I know it does. So if you want to play the numbers game, just make sure you know how to play the numbers game. And when you want to start to evoke a Joe Flacco and a Dan Marino, let me know when any of this applies to Joe Flacco. After completing 71.3% of his passes in Super Bowl and 77.3% in his first Super Bowl and then the previous Super Bowl, Hurts now is the most accurate passer in Super Bowl history with 73.3% completion percentage, minimum 50 attempts. Troy Aikman is second at 70%. Hurts also joined Aikman, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes as the 4th quarterback in history to complete 70% of his passes in more than one Super Bowl. Did Flacco do that? Who's that other quarterback that they always mention a lot? Where they're always like, well, so did whoever. I can't even think of his name right now because it doesn't even matter. Hurts' 77.3% accuracy Sunday is the 4th highest in Super Bowl history in terms of single game. Phil Simms is 88%, Drew Brees 82.1%, and Mahomes 77.8%. Did Joe Flacco ever do that? Did Trent Dilfer ever do that? No? Okay, that's who it was. It was Trent Dilfer. Hurts now has a career Super Bowl passer rating of 109.4, which is the 4th highest in NFL history, behind 3 Hall of Famers: Joe Montana, Terry Bradshaw, Troy Aikman. He's the 7th quarterback to have a passer rating of 100 or higher in multiple Super Bowls, but only the 4th to have a 100 passer rating in his first 2 Super Bowls, along with Terry Bradshaw, Joe Montana, Russell Wilson. Hurts has 6 career postseason games with a passer rating of at least 100. Only Patrick Mahomes, 7, had more before his 27th birthday. Regardless of age, only 8 quarterbacks have more career playoff games with a passer rating of 100 or higher: Brady, Mahomes, Joe Montana, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Brett Favre, Troy Aikman, and Drew Brees. Baker Mayfield? Baker. Where are you, Baker? Hurts now has 6 career postseason wins, and only Ben Roethlisberger and Patrick Mahomes won more playoff games before their 27th birthday. Both won 8. Tom Brady and Russell Wilson also won 6. Every other quarterback in Eagles history combined won 4 playoff games before their 27th birthday. All Donovan McNabb. Hurts also completed 75% of his passes against the Rams. You know that game that he played so bad in? 71.4% against the Commanders and 77.3% versus the Chiefs. The only quarterback with longer postseason streaks completing 70% of their passes are Matt Ryan, 5 games, Warren Moon, 4, and Joe Montana, 4. Hurts completed 74.3% of his passes during that 3-game span. Only 6 quarterbacks have had a higher completion percentage over any 3-game postseason span: Joe Montana, Kurt Warner, Troy Aikman, Jared Goff, Patrick Mahomes, and Nick Foles. Hurts threw just 26 incomplete passes in the Eagles' 4 postseason wins this year. He was 61 for 91 for 91.4%, which is the 5th highest in a single postseason by Super Bowl champion, but 2nd highest in Eagles history, behind none other than Nick Foles. With 70 rushing yards and 4.5 average in a Super Bowl, and 72 yards and 6.5 average Sunday, Hurts became the first player in Super Bowl history with multiple games with 70 rushing yards and a 4.5 average or higher. Only 7 other backs had 70 rushing yards in more than one game, and Hurts is the first. And that's just backs. That's just backs. Hurts' career Super Bowl rushing average of 5.5 yards per carry is 2nd highest all time. And like I said, he had to be the leading rusher in every Super Bowl he's played in, and he's played in multiple ones. Hurts' 4 career Super Bowl rushing touchdowns are tied for 2nd most behind Emmitt Smith, John Elway, Franco Harris, Thurman Thomas. Each had 4. Hurts' career postseason, 10 career postseason rushing touchdowns are 9th most in NFL history and most among active players. And he's now the only player in history with 10 passing touchdowns and 10 rushing touchdowns. Trent Dilfer, Baker Mayfield, Joe Flacco, where you at, bros? Hurts now has 5 career postseason games where he's completed at least 70% of his passes. Only 5 quarterbacks in history have had more. Patrick Mahomes, Troy Aikman, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Josh Allen. Hurts' career postseason completion percentage of 66.8% is 6th highest in NFL history. Minimum 100 attempts. Baker Mayfield, where are you? I don't see you, buddy. I don't see you. Where are you? Where are you? You want to talk about he's got the lowest passing yards per game in 30 years for a Super Bowl player winner. What Hurts threw only 26 incomplete passes in the postseason, or 6.5 per game. That's the 3rd fewest incomplete passes per game by a Super Bowl champion quarterback. And you say, well, he doesn't pass a lot. He doesn't pass a lot. He had the 2nd most pass attempts in the postseason. He had the 2nd most passing yards. He had the most passing touchdowns. And he was top 5 in yards per attempt. But he doesn't pass a lot? That's weird. That's weird. But Patrick Mahomes in total games, Jaylen Hurts averaged 23 pass attempts a game when you average it out. Patrick Mahomes, 27. So if Jaylen Hurts just threw 4 more pass attempts, then that would be considered okay? I don't know about that. Matthew Stafford, I don't know about that. Not really adding up to me. Josh Allen also 27 or so pass attempts per game. So, I don't know. I mean, Jaylen Hurts, 14% of his attempts were on deep balls. He had 13 attempts. Patrick Mahomes, 9.6, and only 8 attempts. This is throughout the whole postseason. Baker Mayfield, it's so low you can't see it. He had 1 attempt over 20 yards in his playoff game. 1 whole attempt. Baker Mayfield in his playoff game, 18 attempts. He had 18 attempts. Who had more pass attempts per game? Baker Mayfield or Jaylen Hurts? Which quarterback relied on, which team relied on their quarterback to throw the ball more per game in the playoffs in the biggest moments? Do you have that answer? I did the math for you. It's right there. That number is lower. So yeah, please, again, tell me again why Baker is by far, case closed, better than Jaylen Hurts. Because that's what apparently the stats show. That's apparently what the film shows. That's apparently what records show. I don't know what to tell you. Come up with an actual good argument rather than just Baker is Baker. And again, you want to play a game of film, like, we can't find, like, when you start to use just, like, random individual plays, especially, like, non-playoff games, like, it's like, I don't even know what to do with that, because it's like, I can show you a game where Gardner Minshew looks better than Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Tom Brady combined. So, like, you know, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. All I can do is like, well, okay, how about we look at things as a whole, or then how about we just look at, like, important games? Let's look at an NFC Championship game. Let's look at a Super Bowl. Let's compare what Jaylen Hurts has done in multiple Super Bowls and compare it to what Baker Mayfield has never done in a Super Bowl, because he's never played a Super Bowl. And again, if you want to play the Joe Flacco game, let's look and see what Joe Flacco did in his Super Bowl, and then see what Jaylen Hurts did. You know, let's see who made up more total yards, more total touchdowns. Like, let the types of throws that he was making. Like, let's start comparing those things then. Or Trent Dilfer. Like, since we're not just going by just wins, like, we can do that. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? This is a video went so much longer than I had anticipated, honestly. So, you know, usually I keep the videos a lot shorter than this, but, you know, I'm kind of like Jaylen Hurts, man. Once I get going, I just don't stop. But let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.